Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the floor up to you guys. You guys can ask any questions you want about training, nutrition, supplements, etc. These guys are obviously they're gonna answer questions all day. They've been on their feet all day, but they love talking the game.
I think everyone really trains differently. I know Shaun. I've trained with him a couple times, and he's strong and he does a lot of volume. And I mean, I think it's really what works best for you. You know, I've tried a couple different ways, and I like volume as well. You know, it's what works really best for you.
I think the mixture of both is what's worked for me. So I think everybody should give it a try, because only heavy weights no good. Only pump weights, you don't have a thick physique. So mix both. I think that's the key to having a complete physique.
So I go ahead and I train with more intensity, try to do intensity and high volume and more reps, and I get a good workout from that. I think it's like Christian said, it's about what comes naturally to you, and just do what you could do in the gym and not what we say, what we do in the gym. So you have to play around with things and find what works for you and what you enjoy and how you get a pump. That's one of the most important things, getting a pump. Don't train so heavy or not train heavy enough. You have to find a happy medium for what works for your body.
For anybody who doesn't know, Leon Brown is a legend of the sport. Leon trained at Ground Zero in the golden era of the sport at Gold's Venice.
The original one.
The original Gold's Venice, rubbing shoulders every day, training with Arnold Franco, Dave Draper, Frank Zane. You know, the guys who you know, laid the entire foundation for where the sport stands right now. Leon is one of those guys who was there.
One sport short. Arnold, 1974, I don't know if you were there, Johnny, at the Mr. Olympia. He was on the stage with Joe Weider. He says, he won the Olympia. He says, how you feel, Arnold? In front of 2,000 people, Arnold got on the microphone and says, I won the best show in the world, and all I get is $800. And Joe Weider almost had a heart attack. Amino acids and liver tablets.
Which
the truth-wise, Universal Animal Pack, I've taken them back since 1983. That's when they first came out. I still take them today. And back in diet, they just diet like 8 weeks before a show. They just watch their carbs, and that was it.
So you guys do a lot of cardio back then?
Cardio? There's no cardio. Joe Go had nothing in his gym. If you want to cardio, you go down the beach and run.
Arnold did you train in the gym? Because I heard Arnold was training for 4 hours twice a day.
No. Arnold would come at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock to 11:30, then we'd come back at 6 o'clock for another hour.
Will we do like a bigger muscle in the morning and a smaller group muscle at night? Or?
Chest and back together.
Both times?
Yeah.
Or just twice a day?
No, you come do chest and back.
Just in the morning, back at night.
Okay, back at night.
But Arnold would walk in the gym with a tank top. He'd look okay. 15 minutes later.
So as far as like foods, what did you guys eat? Was it just all chicken breasts and brown rice?
No,
or, like just egg whites? And,
No, egg whites didn't even exist then. Yeah. Egg whites, brown rice. We used to go, there was a restaurant on the beach called the Germans, and we used to go every day to eat there in the morning. For $2 you get a 10 egg omelet with ham steak and whole toast. That was it.
That was it?
But Arnold took it like he was taking breast protein at the time.
Yeah. So you guys ate a lot less than what guys ate today.
Yeah. And then he carried food around and bottles of water.
They didn't do that.
No.
Your biceps are a weak body part. Have a dedicated day for your arms, and then maybe 4 days later do it again. But let's say it's leg day. Just wait 10 minutes after your leg day is over and maybe hit 4 or 5 sets of biceps. That's what I would do.
Me, when I did this preparation because my main weak point is chest and back, I would do one full chest workout, one full back workout, and then at the end of the week, maybe 4 or 5 days later, I would do chest and back supersetted, lighter for more field workout. Then I get 2 workouts in the same week, but not the same kind of workout, so they don't like, I don't do like overtraining, you understand? That's what I did.
For me, my calves, my weak body part, so this past year I gave myself Wednesdays my calf day alone. You said? So Wednesdays are my calf days, so I go in and hit about 4 exercises for my calves and about 1 exercise for my tibialis. A lot of guys don't train in front of the calves, we talked about that earlier. So I think if you build in front of your calves, the better your calves will look overall.
Now work calves.
Okay.
1 hour calves.
I think for me, same thing as Antoine. You know, I do a heavier movement kind of the beginning of the week, chest is one of my weak points, and then say I'll do chest on Monday, and then say Friday, I'll do just a light chest pump. And I make sure that on Monday, the night before Monday, all day Monday, and right after the workout, I eat. You know, I try to get in my most calories in those days, my weak points. Like even off season, or on season, I'm dieting. You know, after chest day, I never did cardio getting ready for a show because I just wanted to get calories in to start that recovery process. So I'd skip, you know, my second session of cardio on chest day or whatnot. So I think taking that approach, you know, has kind of helped me a bit, you know, just with that recovery phase.
Travis is a great example. Travis is a guy who's got like a light heavyweight upper body, and his legs have lagged behind. He competed as a lightweight. He's got like huge arms, big chest, shoulders, and all that. So I told him nobody's allowed to see his legs this year. We're crushing squats every week, but you've taken like even a more extreme approach, right, to trying to prioritize the weak points.
Yeah, with me, since my upper body is so overpowering to my lower body, I've been doing legs now twice, sometimes 3 times a week. I'm squatting twice a week, so I've been really focusing on my legs, trying to hammer. I mean, 3 times a week. It's pretty brutal.
Be careful when you start specializing and isolating groups like that, because, and it may work for him, but in most cases, through my experience through the years, when people do isolate 2, 3 times a week, I've never heard of 3 times a week, you're the first. And if it works for you, that's great. You got to be careful that you're getting into overtraining. Okay, that's just my opinion, and what works for him, and what works for you. But just be careful, be conscious of the ability to get into overtraining, because then you're going to do yourself more harm than good. Instead of your legs growing, they're going to shrink, or they're going to stay the same, because they can't just sustain that amount of intensity and volume. Maybe in extreme cases, in his case, if he's eating, you know, great amounts of carbohydrates and proteins and taking tons and tons of supplements, it may work. I hope it does. But just be careful, not to contradict what he's saying. I'm just saying be conscientious of it.
I just want to add one more thing to it. You guys come here, and you know, some of us are mentors, and some of us are the athletes here. And I have to say that in my travels, and I've been around a long time. I've witnessed John train for the Nationals back in 1984, and you know, it was a treat for me as an 18-year-old kid to watch him. And as I've grown and actually was his training partner when he went into the Masters Olympia, which was like a kid in a candy store, as you can imagine, going to the Olympia. And learning so much throughout the years, when I hook up with Andre and I learned from him, and this guy's a world of knowledge, and I came down purposely last night just to pick his brain. And Greg sat down with me and we went through a chest workout last time I was here and showed me so many techniques, and I'm still learning. I'm 44 years old in a month, and I'm still learning. He taught me stuff that I didn't even know existed. Didn't even know it was out there. So when you think you know it all is the day you stop learning. Remember that.
You know, guys, we're all here. We all do the same thing. It's just we all lift weights. We all train. We try to train hard and do the best you can. That's the bottom line. You're in here, busting your ass, lifting weights, whether it's 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Bottom line is, you know, there's no secrets. It's just hard work, genetics, eating, and being hungry, man. That's really what makes it happen.
I like using the torrent. It really gives me a good feeling for the next day, like recovering faster. But I took advice from Evan Cendupani. We worked together at the FIBO booth last year, and he recommended me to eat more whole foods, like more rice and beef and stuff like that. And I tried that this time. So I tried to avoid the shakes pre-contest. Like for the last 8 or 10 weeks, I only ate like rice and beef, chicken, egg white.
And it's a learning process for all of us. But also too, like what I did back in my 30s, I could carb up. I could eat a ton of carbs going into a contest. And today, I almost go into I go into a show with 0 carbs, where I actually eat fat going into a contest, where I'm eating more steak, almonds, peanut butter, and if I eat rice or potato, I actually spill over really bad, real fast. So my body has changed since I'm older too. So you got to pay attention to that too.
Yeah. You can see all kind of things backstage. There were guys eating pizza. There were guys eating peanut butter, candy bars, some only rice wafers.
That's exactly what it is.
It's that kind of outlook. I call it spontaneous training. And it leaves the door open for you to be able to use your intuition as the driving force, the thing that you understand about yourself. That brings out that training.
Yeah, don't you think that as a beginner you don't have that intuition?
You don't.
No, you don't.
You don't have it. It still has to be brought up. That part has to be brought up as you're teaching that guy. If somebody comes up to you and go, well, here's what I want, which I told everybody in here that did chest and arms for me, correct? I told them all, look, this is just a program. This is one of 100,000 programs you can do for chest and arms. And it's just up to you to play with them. Don't get hung up on them. Just keep rotating them exercises, keep changing them. Because that's using your intuition. Those are the things that bring on better workouts for yourself. Not a planned thing that you look at something that's planned to me. When I look at something written down on a piece of paper, to me, that's written down to fail. Because that's you're going to get locked in. I do this because it's Tuesday. I do this because the moon is full. I do this because the planets line up. No. That can't be that way. Your body's not mechanically set up like that. It's a wonderful organism. It changes every single second. Billion cells change. There's so much going on. You got to be on the crest. I believe that changing and whipping the programs around and accentuating things, playing with it. You'll find out what's good, where your strong parts are, where your weak parts are at. You'll find them out much quicker than trying to dial in on a specific thing. You're gathering information from every source, and that only can be done through a training partner. He's got a training partner. I know people who have training partners. Not too many guys of the upper pros are training by themselves. Magically, there's a hand in the picture. You look at a picture and go, oh, there's hands. Whose hands are those? They got partners. They got people that take weights off the rack and put them back on. Come on, you know what I mean? So they got partners. They have somebody to drive them right up to the edge of the seat. And I think that's all part of that thinking. Spontaneous thinking, spontaneous training. Most of the guys in here have to reach a level before you start to go, hey, I think I need more abs. Well, we all need abs. But to pick something out right now is way, way too soon. You have to go through the gambit. You got to ride that whole thing for a while and then start to find out what makes you work. You just can't say, I'm going to do that and it's going to make me work and get me bigger. You don't know what works yet. You still don't understand it. You don't even know what potatoes do to you, half the people. They don't even know what rice does to them, totally. They don't even know what a noodle does to them, pounds of it. You got to understand that part, and you have to understand what your routine is doing. Until you figure it out, and I know these guys all have been under the hammer. You're under the hammer like that, like we are, getting ready for shows. You're under the hammer. There's a lot of things going on, and you have to figure it out because you're right there. You're already at the edge of that thing where things are happening, and you go, oh, this is what I got to do. Last time I screwed up, and I can't do that anymore. That's why I like to do the variations. I like to play the big game. I like to play with it all. I'm a guy that plays with all. Heavy weights, big reps, sick stuff. I'm very, very deep into it, and I like that part of it. I like it because it gives me that opportunity to make the jump. And when I see myself wearing out, I make the move and make the change. And then I know why I'm changing and why the move is coming on. And if I have a good body part, I don't care how big it gets. Who cares? I'll get it bigger. And I'll make it bigger. That means the other body parts have to come up. I don't care what those 9 people say in front of me. I want what I want. I want to make muscles and I want to get as big as I possibly can. I'd never back off on something like my ass shaped like some of these guys had. I would be disgusting. Only because I drive the nail. You guys know what I do. I drive the nail. I drive the nail right until it's sunken.